Well, here we are. You can see that I've marked the critical path, and I'm not going to walk you through it. I did earlier, but basically I just want to reiterate that its early start and its late start are the same. Its early finish and its late finish are the same. So there is no slack. There are two tasks in this project that do have slack, and they are not on the critical path. Now, when you do your network diagram, you may find that in fact, you've got a couple of critical paths, but you're definitely going to have, by definition, you need to have at least one. And another thing that I want to mention is that I do want to see some parallel paths. I don't want to see a project where there's nothing but one big long path. Another thing to mention about what's showing up in this diagram and that I want to see on yours is a legend. And the legend explains what all these funny little numbers are. It says early start, early finish, late start, late finish, and you can see float. So float is the difference between early start, early finish, late finish. Now, before I let you go, I am going to go back to that work breakdown structure I showed you earlier, and I am going to explain those numbers. Remember those? Okay, coming right up. Well, recognize the last part of our work breakdown structure from which we built our network diagram. And I mentioned earlier that I would speak to the column of numbers that was on the right side of your screen. So that's what I'm doing now. If you look at place posts 1.4.1, you can see that over to the right it says 1.2.1 and 1.3.2. That means that those two numbers are predecessors for place posts. Place posts is dependent on those two tasks. You can also see that build fence 1.4.3 is dependent on task 1.4.2, and it also designates the 5-day lag. This manner of noting dependencies is very common when you're setting up a Gantt chart in Microsoft Project, but of course we're not doing that. On the other hand, this gives you yet one more view into how a work breakdown structure can help you create a network diagram. All that said, I'm going to be available if you have questions, but I'm hoping that you find this tutorial on creating a network diagram from a work breakdown structure helpful.